My lovely ladies and handsome gents, how in the heck are you? I hope you're doing very, very well. I'm Both Reviews Lady, just in case you haven't been here before. And I talk about mostly fragrances, and I talk a lot about working behind the counter in the fragrance industry in the late 80s through off and on through the 90s to the mid to the late 90s. So I like to talk about that a lot, which it's kind of fun for me to reminisce. And I like to talk about a lot of the fragrances that I loved and I sold back then, and a lot of new fragrances too. And then also some skincare and some makeup from time to time, because I also worked in those areas. So my husband and I go from time to time for business meetings because we work from home and we have our little company. And so from time to time I do need to put on a little bit of a more professional looking attire. So I thought, well, why not do a video on appropriate fragrances for a job interview or a business meeting or something like that. And I am wearing my glasses that I do wear. I am nearsighted. And I don't know, I just thought it was kind of funny to wear my glasses for this because, hey, job interview, you know, business meeting. But I don't want to take too long, and I know I've already taken like more time than I planned. I'm trying to keep my videos under 10 minutes now. It's a real challenge. But anyways, so the fragrances I chose them, I tried to stay away from anything extremely floral, extremely sweet, anything really spicy, anything really heady or really, you know, with a whole lot of sillage or a whole lot of projection. But I did think, you know, I do like to wear fragrances for such occasions. I do like to, I always love to wear fragrance, you know, but in some situations it's not appropriate. So, you know, I don't know. It depends on who you're interviewing with or who you're having the business meeting with. You know, what do you think you can get away with without offending anyone? I think really is what it gets down to. Is, are there going to be people there that are going to be uncomfortable? Because a lot of people are. I've been, when I was really sick, I couldn't handle any fragrance. But anyway, I'm babbling on and on. Let me get to the fragrances. I chose things that were mostly, I felt fresh and, like I said, not real florally, not real strong, not real spicy. Here we go. Okay, number one. This is a new love of mine. This is Lattafa Mahasin Crystal. It is the most light. It is, I almost didn't put this one in because it's a bit more on the floral side, but it is still just so fresh. It's fresh and effervescent, and it's just not overpowering. So I'm going to go through these fast. Okay, I'm not going to spend too much time talking about each one, but Lattafa Mahasin Crystal. Okay, this is a super classic. I know you probably already have it, and you probably already knew that it's good for this kind of occasion. Arden green tea, nosed by Francis Kirkjohn, by the way. Just so perfect, you know? Just light, inoffensive, wonderful fragrance. Elizabeth Arden green tea. I mean, I know you know. By the way, I'm wearing what I consider to be a bit, you know, like the kind of thing that I would wear to a job interview or a business meeting. This necklace, let me see it. I bought this when I worked behind the counter, I think in the late 80s. It's the company 1928. Are you familiar with that jewelry company? I don't know if they're still in business or not, but I still have this old piece of costume jewelry that I bought from the company called 1928. And I wonder if you have any of that jewelry. Write down below for me, please, because I can know, because I think some of the people that watch me might be familiar with that. 1928. I have a few other pieces too. It's really, really interesting costume jewelry that was popular in during that era. Moving on. Versace Versense. just a nice, light, inoffensive green. Green, lime really comes, I don't remember what's in it, but it's just very fresh and nice. And it reminds me a lot of also Francis Kirk John's 724. They're very, very similar. I don't remember what the difference. I think this had a little more lime, but it's just a great, fresh, yeah, Versace Versense. This is a super classic. It's one of my favorite fragrances of all time. I don't think I'll ever want to ever be without it again. I can't say that all my fragrances I necessarily ever plan to buy more of, because I don't use fragrance that much. I mean, I do, but I don't, not as much as a lot of people who maybe have things that take their kids to school and come back, or go to a job and come back, or just, you know, do all of these kinds of things that I don't do. I just sort of enjoy it around the house and when I go out, but I don't go out that often. So I'm going to get to it. I'm taking too much time. It's already 10 minutes. Okay, here we go. Reviens by Worth. Oh my gosh. This just smells to me like high class and clean, just clean. I used to wear this one so much in my 20s, when actually, I guess my teens and my 20s, because I had so much of it from the company. They gave us a lot, and I adored it. Anytime I knew, when I was busy going from place to place to place to place, I knew this would make me feel fresh and clean. And there's a lot of really interesting folklore, not folklore, but actual history. History and folklore are not necessarily the same. I did do a video. It's one of my first videos, actually. I think my first fragrance video that I ever did 3 years ago. I'm coming up on my 3rd year, and I just love this fragrance so much. Yeah, it's got some carnation in it. I believe it's carnation is some of the notes, but I don't remember. I'm sorry. Anyways, Je Reviens by Worth. Here is another unsung tea fragrance. This is Thé Vert from, what's the guy's name? Oh, it's written on the bottle. I forgot his name. Super famous. I did actually a video on this one too. Thé Vert from Ted Lapidus. It's very similar to green tea, but it's I feel a little more masculine. It's definitely, if it had come out recently, I don't think it came out recently, I think it would be considered probably a gender neutral fragrance, but it's a really nice, another really nice green tea fragrance. Thé Vert from Ted Lapidus, you know, high fashion designer. This is another one of those good old classic fragrances. Klein Blazer, that is a designer fragrance that can be had now much more affordably than when I was selling these fragrances. I never sold this one behind the counter, but I believe it was around back then. Anyhow, the thing about this one is it's very dry. It's not sweet at all. It's very straightforward. Very like dried grasses, and I want to say fougere, and just a very not sweet, not gourmand, and none of these are gourmands either, by the way. Gourmands. So Blazer by Klein, just very straightforward fragrance. This actually could also be, I think, a gender neutral. And this is one of the few florals I decided to put in this. And even this, I don't know, borderline. This might be just a little bit too sweet and flirty. But this is Dressed in White from Bath and Body Works, and I just think it's a really nice, like, easy. Hi, bud. A really nice, easygoing floral fragrance. Just a really good all occasion type of body spray, and I mean, as you know, quite affordable. Dressed in White from Bath and Body Works. Almost 15 minutes. Ah! Here's something different. Celebrate from Pepe jeans. Isn't that cute? Comes off like that. Just trying some new things, things I've never heard of before, you know, but this one, this is just, okay, it has popcorn and caviar in the middle notes, but it doesn't smell like it has anything unusual in it. It just smells very fresh and effervescent. It reminds me a bit of like, you know, a ginger ale. But it's got some other elements in it. It's got a bit of sweetness. It actually comes off more sweet than I remember after these really dry ones. But maybe consider it sometime. It's just a very pleasant fragrance. And it looks like a little glass. They have other ones too. This is in this line, they've got a few of these. So I'm just so happy to have this to put on my fragrance shelf. Celebrate by Pepe jeans. Now, this is one of my very favorite fragrances of all time. I don't have a full-size bottle of it right now, but it is Chanel number 19. I think when I say Chanel number 19, a lot of you will kind of, you know it. I know a lot of you know it, and you'll get the vibe I'm going for with all of these. It's not really, I mean, it's sexy, but it's not like trying to be overtly seductive. It's not trying to be really playful or youthful. It's just trying to be a nice, clear-eyed. That's the way I always describe the fragrances, like in this, like in this, this bunch of fragrances I'm talking about. So Chanel number 19, it's got some similar vibes to that Klein blazer. They don't smell the same, but they're both dry in a kind of a similar way. So I just have this little mini that I saved from long ago, and I don't use it anymore. It's just to look at. Actually, I never used it. This is one that I saved and I never used from when I used to sell the stuff. And it's just cute. I have it now. But I do want a new bottle of Chanel number 19. I just, you know, I'm sort of more looking into, I'm exploring now, you know. I know I love this, and I know I'll go back to it sometime. I don't know, I don't necessarily need it right now. I'm exploring some of these other things. Okay, sorry, moving on. From 4711, Aqua Colonia, Green Tea and Bergamot. This is just a nice 4711. It's one of those, it's a really old fragrance. And this company, Maurer and Wirtz, I believe, they're the current owners. A lot of perfume history tied up in 4711, the story of 4711. But this new company, Maurer and Wirtz, they're putting a spin on the old standard, and they're really nice. The things they're coming out with, like this smells a lot like green tea and bergamot, but it still smells like 4711. I'm not sure how they, what? So, but it's another really nice light, and I believe 4711 was always a gender neutral fragrance, so I don't remember if they marketed these as such. I think so. Anyways, Aqua Colonia 4711, Green Tea and Bergamot. This is one my lovely friend Michelle here at Eau de Michelle on YouTube sent me. This is Calvin Klein Women. This is in the same vein as Versace Versense. It's just a very light, it's light and fresh, very citrusy, just a very uplifting fragrance that just makes you feel fresh and clean, and, you know, wide-eyed and ready for the future. Calvin Klein Women, really nice one. Thank you again, Michelle. Thanks to Eau de Michelle. I mean, I'm pretty sure you might have some Body Shop citrus types of things, like, you know, a lot of the different citruses that they have. And this is Satsuma. When I just want to feel uplifted and fresh. I mean, smelling like a nice little tangerine, it's the way to go, I think. I really enjoy this. This bottle is old. I've had this bottle since before my channel, so it's over 3 years old. And it still smells fantastic. And you can see that that's a pretty big dent for me because, especially before anyways, I'm going on and on. I'm sorry. I was just a little bit. Okay. Satsuma from the Body Shop. You know, nice and fresh. Who doesn't want to smell like a nice fresh bowl of fruit? Now that I said I wasn't really talking about gourmands, I don't consider this to be a gourmand, like something that smells like chocolate or caramel or marshmallow or that kind of thing. Even though I realize it's still a food, it's different. I feel like citruses are in a different category, but anyways, there we go. Another green tea fragrance that you might not have heard of, Notebook Citrus in Green Tea. This is pretty much exactly Arden green tea, but it's a little more lemony, and to be honest, it's got a little bit of that air freshener vibe to it. Unfortunately, I tried to ignore it. No, it's just new. It's just and I've had it a while now. It does have a little bit of that, but I still really like it. I still do really like it. It's just a different characteristic. But if you find this around at a good price, I mean, it is worth it. It's very nice and fresh. Notebook Citrus and Green Tea. And my last one, I was so thrilled. Over Christmas, I got a bunch of great fragrances that were from interesting perfume houses, but that weren't necessarily owned by a big umbrella like LVMH or Procter & Gamble, that kind of stuff. And I found so much great stuff. And not only was it great stuff with interesting history and like really cool houses, it was all more friendly for me price-wise. You know what I do want to say? I realize this pink is not exactly job interview or business meeting pink, but it was there and I hadn't used it yet, so I was like, I want to do my nails for my video, and so I did. Here we go. I didn't want to go with just I usually stick to like lavenders and light pinks and stuff like that, because it just looks better. And then if it gets a little scratched throughout the week, people don't notice, you know. It's not like supremely manicured nails, you know. Anyways, I'm digressing again and I've gone well beyond my goal. Okay, well, I'm almost done. What I said, I was gearing up to this. Histoire d'Amour by Abusson. It's a very interesting little company. Oh! So this one is a lot like, it's in that same range as Chanel No. 19 and Klein Blazer. It's that nice, dry, just kind of fresh, but more like, I want to say aromatic, like leaves and potpourri kind of smell, you know, like natural smelling, subdued flowers. I just think this is so nice, and I love this pretty bottle too. So that's it, you guys. Thank you so much for coming to see me, and I want you to please tell me your idea of a good business meeting or job interview or work type of fragrance that you think won't get people in trouble. You know, I would love to hear it. So please feel free to write it down below. Have at it. And thank you so much for coming to see me, and I hope to see you next time. Bye.